Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to solve more real-world problems leading to quadratic equations. Okay, this is an example right here, so let's go ahead and look at what we have here. A window at a museum has the shape of a square with a semicircle mounted on it. Find the width of the window in terms of pi. If the total area of the square and the semicircle is 112.5 feet squared. All right, so in my mind, I'm thinking about how I can model this problem here. So we have that the shape of the window is a square and a semicircle mounted upon it. And I'm just thinking that maybe I can represent model the problem like this. Yes, so we have a square and then the semicircle mounted on that. So this is the picture I'm thinking in my mind. Right. Okay. So if we will take the sketch and accept this as the model for this problem here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say the width is x in feet. And then since we know we're dealing with a square, we also have from this point to that point, we also have x in feet. Okay. And again, we have a semicircle here. Because I have a semicircle, this will be the center. And then we know that the diameter of the semicircle is exactly here, this part here. And then the radius of that will be half of the width of this square. So because of that, I know that the radius will be x over 2 feet. It will just be half of x. All right, so now I have everything that I need. So I have two shapes involved here, two shapes combined together, and then we're given that the total area of the square and the semicircle is 112.5 feet. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just use different colors. Okay, I'm going to take, find the area of the square, and now the area of the square will be x times x, and that's going to give me x squared, right? So it's the width times the width. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and also calculate the area of the semicircle. So the area of the semicircle is uh, 1/2 of the area of a circle, which is 1/2 pi r to the squared. And this means that I'm going to do 1 over 2 times pi times the radius right here. So the radius here is x over 2. So I'm going to do that with parentheses, x over 2, and I'm going to square that. All right, so right now it means that I can use this algebraic expression versus this expression here. By adding that together, I should get the area of the total shape equal to 112.5. So this is what I'm going to do here. So let's go ahead and just combine the areas. So I'm going to start by saying x squared plus, using this x squared plus this number here, 1/2 pi times x over 2 all to the squared would add up to 112.5. All right, so I'll try to simplify this to see what I'm getting. So it will be x squared plus 1/2 times pi times, then x to the squared will be x to the squared divided by the denominator to the squared will be 4. So, and now set all of that equal to 112.5. Okay. And then, which means if I keep going, I need to simplify to see what I'm dealing with here. So x squared plus 1 over 2 times, okay, I think what I can do here is just multiply the denominators together here. So I can do that. So which means it will be 2 times 4, and that will be 8. So I'm just go ahead and just remove this 2 from here, and then just plug in 8. All right. So from here, I am going to multiply the numerators, which is 1 times pi times x to the squared. So 1 times pi times x to the squared would be pi x to the squared. And all of that will be equal to 112.5. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So from here, what I can do here now is see what I can do, factor out. I think I can factor the x variable, the x squared. Okay, factor that. So this is what I can do here. And then I can also multiply 1 times pi to give just pi. So maybe I can rewrite this expression as x to the squared plus pi x squared over 8, and that should be equal to 112.5. Okay, good. So I have x squared and x squared, so I'm going to factor that out now. So I factor that out, I have x squared, then create my brackets or parentheses. So I have just 1 here, okay, plus, then I have pi over 8. Notice that I'm not using the value of pi at 3.14 because I'm not told to do that. So they want me to solve in terms of pi, so I'm just going to leave pi alone. All right, so that's going to be equal to 112.5. Notice that I'm factoring x squared from this algebraic expressions here. So this is what I'm having, which is the reverse of the distributive property. So this is the result I have. So maybe what I can do here is just go ahead and simplify this quantity here, right? So if I simplify that, and then I bring x squared down. So this is what I'm going to do. So I am just going to do 1 over 1, and I'm going to use butterfly method, which will be 8 times 1, and that's going to be 8, and 1 times pi, that's going to be 1 pi, which is just pi, and I'm going to divide that by 1 times 8, which is 8. And I'm going to wrap that up and drop down my x squared. Okay, this is my x squared dropping down here, and that's multiplication. All right, so and all of that out set to 112.5. Cool. I think it's getting better now. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm looking to solve for the variable here, right? So and the variable is the complete square. So okay, so I'm just going to leave that alone. What I can do here is multiply both sides of the equation by 8, or I will just move 8 over to the right hand side by multiplying both sides by 8. So I can do that. So when I do that, just multiply by 8 and just multiply by 8. It will make this 8 cross out with this 8. So this is my goal here. So it will be x squared and 8 plus pi will be equal to 112.5 times 8. So the right hand side now, if I multiply that, I get 900. Okay, so I have x squared and 8 plus pi on the left hand side. So what I can do here now is just to isolate the variable, I will divide both sides by 8 plus pi, divide by 8 plus pi. Then I will cross and cross. Then I have x squared is equal to 900 divided by 8 plus pi. I'm almost done. Now, since I'm looking to calculate the width, because the problem here is to find the width. Again, let's go back again so we know what the goal is. Find the width of the window in terms of pi, right? So find the width of the window in terms of pi. So, and we know that x is the width of the window. Okay, so in order to find this width, I need to take the square of. So in order to do that, I will have to take the square roots of both sides. So I would square root the left hand side and take the square root of the right hand side, but then not forgetting plus or minus. Yes, but then we can ignore the minus parts. We will always say add plus or minus because we're dealing with a real world situation here. So the minus part will be ignored. So which means I'm having x will be equal to, because I'm going to cross out the square and the square root on the left hand side, x will be equal to the square root of 900. So I'm just breaking them apart because I'm looking for the square root of the denominator and the numerator, right? So I would just break that into this result, so which is what? 8 plus pi. And I know that the square root of 900 is 30. And I would just divide that by this expression right here, 8 plus pi. I think this is one good way to finish this problem up. So that means the width of the window will be 30 divided by the square root of 8 plus pi. So this is what you're looking for. All right, so in our next lessons in the future, we'll be able to further simplify an expression like this, where we'll try to make sure that we rationalize the denominator so that we don't have the result like this. So in the future, we'll be able to simplify it more. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. And this will be in feet. Okay, so the width will be equal to 30 over square root of 8 plus pi, all of that wrapped up in feet. All right, see you again next time when we learn more. Thank you very much.